So me and my brother were hanging out together, remembering the peak of humanity. You may ask, Skull, was it a slideshow of images of the world wonders? Were you reading the Declaration of Independence? No, it was something better. It was the greatest scene of all time. I always come back. The Fnaf movie, a movie for the ages, Godfather who? It insists upon itself. All I have to say is, we are Fnaf and the crowd goes wild. I mean, we waited so long that they made a Fnaf fan film starring Nicolas Cage.
Hold up, they did what?
My name is Skull, I do not have an intro, and me and my brother watched the Fnaf parody fan film starring Nicolas Cage, and we had a blast. Now, if you don't want to wake up in an animatronics body getting hunted by Nicolas Cage, you should really consider subscribing. For everyone that hasn't watched this movie yet, please watch it. It is amazing. The movie follows Nicolas Cage, whose car gets trapped on the side of the road. The quiet man has to wait for help as his car wheels got slid by a well-placed trap. A nice fella comes along with his towing truck to help out. He tells Nicholas, who doesn't talk for some reason, that the car has to be fixed and will be ready first thing in the morning. While he's waiting, he might be interested in renovating Willys Wonderland. This is such a weird request. Hey yo, we are going to fix your car. Hey cool, how much will it cost? Basically nothing. You just have to renovate this very, very old building for us. Yeah, I think I'll pass. Willys Wonderland is home to Nighty the Knight, Artie the Alligator, Tito the Turtle, Siren Sarah, Cammy the Chameleon, Uzi the Ostrich, and Willy the Weasel. Did I forget anyone? His task, as I already mentioned, is to renovate this old restaurant and not to be a human sacrifice for some animatronic ostrich. This is something that gets explained later on in the movie, but I want to get into it now because this is my movie and I can do whatever the fuck I want. Now the lore is that Willys, which great name for an establishment targeted towards children, was ran by a sadistic man and his crew of degenerates. So basically what they did was host birthday parties for children. From time to time, a few lucky guests and their family got to go to the fun room for a private session with the animatronics. There, the kids and their families got slaughtered by Willys. Now, after slaughtering a bunch of families, the police finally got suspicious of the restaurant. What do you mean after a few? So the Johnsons went missing and the last thing they did was go to Willys' fun room. I don't think that he has anything to do with their disappearance. They started investigating the restaurant because it started smelling really, really bad. They made a razzia. Razzia might be a German word, but finding the owner's dad on the floor, laying on some pentagrams, doing some Satanist stuff. I try not to sound like Alan from Smiling Friends, but sometimes I just can't. I'm sorry. A few years later, a new owner tried to reopen the establishment. A bunch of families and their children got killed. Yes, this is a weekend fun destination. This led to town folk starting to get executed by animatronic mascots. Now, what did they do next? A, fight the mascots, but see that there is no shot and follow their demands. Or B, get the FBI and that SWAT team from the other scene to kill all the animatronics at Willys. Or C, just start trapping out-of-towners in Willys to sacrifice them. Yeah, it's C. They at random start to trap people in there over the course of 20 years. But hey, they just sacrificed so-called losers and young people, which who gives a shit about young people anyways? Everyone under the age of 30 deserves to be eaten alive by an animatronic ostrich. Well, they also trapped this young family with a young child, but the child wasn't killed for some reason. I don't know how she managed to escape, but she did. She then got taken in by the sheriff, who sacrificed her parents and raised by her. Years later, she gets a few of her friends together to burn the place down, but not before getting the pinball soda pop got out of there. She tells her friends to not follow her inside because one person more inside there is one person too many. Now the guy that has a clear crush on her doesn't follow those orders and traps everyone inside the establishment. In there, this couple goes to the fun room, turning it into the freak room, while the other friends listen to a song performed by Willys. The song ends with one of the friends getting turned into a kebab by the night. The friends, now scattered, get killed one by one, starting with the freaky. Oh no. Why did I say it like that? This guy has the most brutal and slow death, even though he was the most sane person telling his friends to not join her inside. But I don't know what's worse, his death or living his life named Bob. The lamest death was from this guy in the epilepsy room, which this was painful to watch. I got a headache. The dumbest character was this crush who felt bad for the killer animatronic, telling the final girl that they are just misunderstood before getting executed by a tongue. But don't worry, Nicolas Cage is here to stop this chameleon. But first he has to go off, play pinball and drink a soda. He takes his breaks really serious. Now the girl has to fight off the animatronics until Nicolas Cage comes back to finish it off, which even she was able to fight off the animatronics for long enough. Now imagine her having a shotgun. Those animatronics have zero chances against a shotgun. I really don't know why they are sacrificing anybody, but I bet now that the sheriff comes to rescue the kids, who at this point are all dead, she will see that we can actually stop those animatronics. Well, no, she doesn't do that. She sends her so-called daughter away with her police colleague and apologizes to Willy, putting this guy in some kind of handcuffs. Now Nicolas Cage has to fight two animatronics while being in handcuffs, which he does with ease, killing one of them with his thighs.
Those awful engines roar. You ain't gonna jump no more. Gory, gory, what a hell of a way to die. Gory, gory, what a hell of a way to die.
Now the cop and the final girl get ambushed by the Mexican animatronic, I think it was the turtle one, who found its way onto the cop car. The police officer gets killed. Meanwhile, she is able to defeat the turtle without a loaded shotgun because the animatronic somehow took out the rounds of the shotgun. I don't know when he had the time to do that, but he did. Which, once again, this girl was able to fend off animatronics so often. Why are they sacrificing people to those animatronics? They can clearly kill them. Anyways, the sheriff watches as Nicolas Cage throws away two more animatronic corpses, getting even more angry with him. By now, there's only Willy inside Willys Wonderland. And even to this point, she's like, hey yo, just die already. What do you mean just die already? It's a 2 versus 1 and you have a shotgun. Just take the shotgun, headshot Willy, while Nicolas Cage does the rest for you. But thankfully, Willy kills her. Thank God. It ends with a fight between Willy and Nicolas Cage, while confetti rains for 20 minutes. 50% of the budget went into casting Nicolas Cage, and the rest went into this confetti cannon. Nicolas Cage is able to defeat Willys, finish off his renovation work, and get his car by two guys that are actually happy that Willy is finally dead and they don't have to sacrifice innocent families anymore.
When the machine's gone, I just might actually reopen it.
Nicolas Cage and the final girl drive off into the sunset, killing off the turtle for good. The movie isn't bad. For some reason, IMDb thinks that this movie is better than the original Fnaf film that we got 2 years later. I strongly disagree. But what do you think? Have you seen both movies? Do you think that Willys Wonderland was better than the Fnaf movie? Write it into the comments. And do it fast because Foxy's coming for you.